Alright. I hope this is good enough. If not, gotta go with it. If this falls right now, I'm dead. Because if this camera breaks, I'm dead. It was expensive. That was me Snapchatting Ella. If Charlie comes out of nowhere and climbs this thing and knocks down my camera, I swear to the Lord right now, it's not gonna be good. Alright, today, sorry if there's echoing, I don't have my wall mats set up yet because they're still in the mail. They're supposed to come like 2 weeks ago, but they haven't. Hey, this is my first story time and one of my first actual videos. I haven't even done a channel introduction. I don't know if I'll do that then post this, or if I'll post this and do like a channel thing in a couple months or soon. Whenever it happens. Whenever it happens, you know, kind of thing. Thumbs up. Alrighty. Anyway, today I am here to record about the time some idiot almost hit me with his car, because some people shouldn't have driver's license, which is probably going to be me, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I am not the smartest kid in school. So, me and my brother took extracurricular classes over the summer, or a lot of people call it summer school. And my dad's shop, his mechanic shop, is like probably not even 3 miles, well, about 3 or 4 miles, not even, from the school. And so, instead of crossing a highway, sorry if you see it shaking, my cat's moving. Instead of crossing a highway, we go under a bridge and across the highway underneath it by a river on a path, so that we don't have to, like, you know, get hit by cars. Even though I still managed to almost do that. Okay, anyway, it was halfway through the summer, I want to say maybe, like, not 1/4 or halfway, like, in between there, through the summer, and me and my brother, it was a good day, you know, we were just talking in school, or in the summer school or extracurricular classes that day, that I hadn't broken anything that summer for the first time in like 2 years. And so on the way home, you know, we left after Quentin, which is my brother who went with me, after his last class at about 1 or 2 o'clock we got done, or he got done, I had to wait. And we were on our way home, and we were doing fine. We're a little over halfway there. And this truck, like, it's kind of like an older, I wouldn't say a 1990s blue, well, I know it was blue, but it was about the 1990s kind of area, Ford truck, came out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Like, I asked my brother later on, did you even see that truck? And he goes, no, I didn't, it literally came out of nowhere. And so I was riding my bike, and you guys don't understand, maybe I'll try and get a picture of it to clip in here, but it'll be kind of difficult because we don't go that way anymore. It's so weird, like, it's a one-way road, you know, the cars, it's only one way each direction, and here's, like, on the left side of me, we're going this way, on the left side of me is this really deep ditch that they had dug out for power lines, and it was like 10 feet deep, and on the road next to me, I had about half a foot in between me and the blacktop, or the road, which I know sounds like really bad because, like, you shouldn't be that close to the road. And for one, we were going the wrong way on the road, which we weren't really thinking about. It was hot. We just wanted to get back in the air conditioning. We were just sweating and gross and wanted to be at the shop again. And so we are going, and just out of nowhere, this truck comes around this corner screeching and, like, zooms past me and almost, like, guys, I cannot begin to tell you how close this truck was to me. I mean, this truck was, like, literally this close to me. Like, the mirror of his car almost hit me, like, in the shoulder, because I was on, like, a higher bike, you know, a bigger bike, because it was my dad's, not mine. And so, like, the mirror was right by my shoulder. And so I didn't want to get hit by a car, obviously, you know. You feeling me? Like, I don't want to be hit by a car. and I don't want to fall into a 10-foot ditch. So I just kind of tried to stay right where I was and kind of slow down, but I had my brother behind me, and we were going fairly fast, so I didn't want to just immediately brake and have him hit me, you know, and then like me go into the car and him, or us both fall in the ditch or something. So I tried my hi. Mwah. What is the anyway? I tried my best to slow down without having my brother hit me or me go into the ditch or the car. And I was just kind of like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? I started panicking because I didn't know what to do. And I'm just kind of like, okay, like you gotta think fast, you don't make a mistake kind of thing. But I was kind of like an adrenaline rush, but it wasn't. And I just decided like, okay, keep going. And I got knocked off of my bike by the truck. Not necessarily by the truck, he didn't hit me, but it was so close that I tried to kind of swerve in a sense, but I didn't, because stutter, because I wanted to get out of the way, obviously, like I've said that so many times now. But I fell off my bike onto the blacktop, and the truck was already gone, so my brother didn't even think to stop it by the time I was on the ground. And I remember falling to the right onto the road. Well, this was a frontage road, thank God, so it wasn't that busy. But I had fallen off to the right onto the road in oncoming traffic, and I remember hitting the ground and just blacking out. I don't remember. I remember waking up about, I think my brother said it was like 10 seconds later, and I remember waking up. I remember waking up to my brother yelling, Gab, get up, you gotta get out of the road, get up, hurry, and I look in front of me, and there's a massive tractor, like farm tractor, like coming straight for me. I didn't want to get up. Well, I wanted to get up, but I was obviously in a lot of pain. This arm had fallen into the blacktop like this, so I punched it, scraped my hand, hit my arm so hard. You can kind of still tell, even though it's been over a year now. You can still tell right here. I hit it so hard that the bones, you have a bone going like this and here, and then they connect here, separate and reconnect down by your wrist. And I had broken here in a little, or yeah, like right here and then a little lower. Each bone I had broke. And I remember being in shock, and I didn't even realize at first my arm was broke until I put it down by my side to try and move my bike. And I remember just feeling this blood just rush, and it wasn't really pain. It was more of like a fact, oh crap, I know something is wrong. And then I looked down at my arm and realized it was like 3 times the size it should be. It's disformed. Sorry if you guys don't like that kind of like stuff and you get grossed out by that. But it was disformed. Thank God the bone did not puncture through my skin. It had shifted. Your bone's normally like this. And in between here is right where it had broke, so act like this is the broken spot on one side. And I had hit it so hard together that it bowed up and broke. And so that's why you can kind of tell, like, here's my normal arm. You can see it straight, and then this one, like, has like a, I say it has a little mountain or hill on it. But I remember getting up, standing up, and my brother was like freaking out, and I had a back sack on, or like a little ones with like the strings here, and then it's like a backpack, but it's not, it's like a sack. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, I think. But I had the phone in there. Me and my brother had to share a phone at the time because we were waiting for his to come. And so I was like, Quentin, you have to call Dad, like, I can't take my bike back, like, you need to call Dad, like, at this point, I just was in shock, obviously. I didn't know what to do. I knew I had to get to my dad. I was sobbing, I was a mess, I was gross and sweaty, and I needed a drink, and I was just a mess, like, it was really bad. And I was calling my dad, and Dad's like, Dad, I think Gab just broke her arm, like, it's bad. And my dad's like, no, you probably just fell off and sprained it, like, it's probably not that bad. Like, she's probably just freaked out, and just get her here and we'll look at it. And so we're on our way, and I remember sobbing, and like I was telling my dad, like, Dad, you gotta come get me, like, and my dad can't drive, which would be kind of another story time. I might make it, let me know if you want me to. even though I don't have a lot of people to tell me. But I remember just saying, Dad, you have to get me. Like, I don't know if I was going to pass out. I felt lightheaded, and I just felt like I couldn't make it back to the shop. And keep in mind, while all this is happening, like, I was sobbing, my arm is broke, my bike is like a mess, it has scratches and all messed up. That's a scary bee. Okay. Please don't get in the house. But my brother was like, to the cars passing, I know it's not the best idea to like flag down a random, can you stop moving? I know it's not the best idea to flag down like a random stranger, because like they could do anything to you, but my brother is a big guy, so like people aren't gonna mess with him, and I definitely do not let people push me around and make fun of me in a sense, or like try and control me, unless obviously it's my parents, because I live with them, I have to obey the rules. But besides that, I was on my way, and I got, finally, felt like forever, I got back to my dad's shop, and we were like probably, I want to say, about 200 feet out from his door. He had the big door open because he was pulling cars in and out. I told Quentin, I was like, yell for Dad, I think I'm gonna pass out or something. And he started yelling, Dad, Dad. And my dad was working on a tire, and so he had the drill on, and so he couldn't hear us calling until I got there. And, okay, sorry, I felt like I was gonna sneeze. He didn't hear my brother calling, and so we walk up, and I just laid my bike on the ground where people would see it so they wouldn't hit it if they pulled in, but to where I could just lie down and get in. And I walk up to my dad. I'm holding my arm like this, because keep in mind, if I just lifted it like this, like, I really couldn't at that point. And so I was like holding my arm like this, and I was like, Dad, Dad, I think my arm's broke. And he looks at it, and he goes, oh, F. Like, oh, F. Like, he was like, okay, like, your arm is not sprained, your arm is broke. And my mom works for the government, so she can't just like leave work whenever. And so my dad like called her up like, hey, like Gab needs to go to the hospital, I can't leave work, I can't drive. Tina, which is my dad's girlfriend, my parents are divorced, Tina's my dad's girlfriend, she wasn't able to get me. And really I wanted to go with my mom. Like, I like Tina, like I'm fine with her, but I just wanted to go with my mom because I felt more comfortable crying around her and stuff. And so I had to wait half hour for my mom to finish working with her client and another 20 minutes for her to get to me. So there's 50 minutes her just getting to me, and then we had about a 20 to 25 minute drive to the hospital. And then so I guess waiting that 15 minutes, I didn't just wait around. Like, I had my arm in a bucket full of ice water, for one, to numb the pain because he didn't really have medicine, and two, this isn't two. Oh god. And two, it just kind of felt nice because it was hot out and it was kind of cooling me down, and the cold was keeping me from really like going in and out of consciousness, because at that point I was like freaking out. And so anyway, fast forward, went to the hospital, and it wasn't immediately they took me in, but almost immediately they did, because they realized like your arm is broke. And they're like, one nurse said, if your arm is not broke, I'll be shocked. And we all knew. I think she was just kind of saying that to give me some relief, like as if like your arm might not be broke, but I knew my arm was broke. Fast backwards a little bit, a part I forgot is when I got to my dad's. We get to the hospital and we're in the waiting room, and they said, okay, we're gonna do x-rays on your arm. And so I was like, I understand, like, let's go get x-rays, like I just want to get this done and over with. And this happened on June 9th at 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, about there, 2:30, this happened. And, like, so they wanted to know how long ago this happened, the date, so I told them all that stuff, like, this just happened today at about, an hour and a half ago, not even. I'm like, okay, good, you came in immediately, and they said, yes, your arm is broke, you broke both bones in your arm. We do not believe you need surgery, which I was like, praise the Lord, because I had surgery for my tonsils and adenoids, and I hated that so much, and you can tell I'm still stuffy, which that's another story. Guys, I have so many stories. But I was just kind of like, no surgery. My mom was relieved. Everybody was kind of like, okay, like this is good. She doesn't need surgery. And so we get done talking there, and they wrapped my arm up, and they said, or they suggested a doctor to go to. To actually give me a real cast, because I couldn't just do a soft cast. I needed a hard cast. And we got there, and I was hoping by some chance I could get a short arm cast, but he didn't want me to be able to rotate it like this. And so he gave me a full length cast, which I hated. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't really change that. And I remember it was so miserable. I went for checkups every couple weeks, about 3 to 4 weeks I went, or every 3 to 4, I'm a lady. Every 3 to 4 weeks I went for a checkup and x-rays, make sure the progress is going well, everything's well, my bone's not regrowing weird. And I still think, like he said, this bump should be gone by now. So I'm hoping they don't tell me like, hey, you need to come back in, we're going to re-break it in surgery. I hope to God not. But yeah, and so I had to cast for about 2.5 months. About there, or 2 months, or no, it was only a month and a half, because it was like 6 to 8 weeks, I think. 8 weeks, that's what it was, so about 2 months, yeah. And it was miserable. I finally got it off, and it felt amazing to finally get it off. I've had it off for, we'll see, this about 10 to 11 months now, and then this summer I'm doing good. This would have been, if I got hurt this summer breaking something, it would have been my 4th year in a row, but I have not yet, but I still have a couple more weeks left, and I hope to God I do fine. But that's really it. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope I can see you again.